All right, all right. All right, no way. This one's messed up at all. Wouldn't make sense. All right. This is the stream. Here we go. You test the mic check, mic check. All right. Chapter 1153, The Birth of Loki. All right, my bad. So, yeah, let me just get straight into this, man. Forget it. No lollygagging. Okay, so we see. I know a lot of people are just tired of this shit, right? Everybody's tired of this shit. Nobody wants to see Yamato go here or there. Nobody wants to see that shit. And if I'm not mistaken, right, this lady right here. She's one of the fucking she's part of Kaido's crew, right? So even like everybody is like been reformed, kind of. Especially after she just knocked out Who's Who and everybody else. So like, if they're not reformed already, they're getting reformed, right? Let's go up here and let's see what's happening. Okay. This is the birth of Loki. It said Prince Harold of Elbaf lived out his rather unhinged childhood years alongside Dorian Bragi. All right, so, whoa, hold on, wait. Dorian Bragi, they the same age. Oh, almost, I guess. Like they're around the same age as this motherfucker. Yo, Bragi, or yeah, is that Dor? I keep forgetting who's who. The fat one. Yo, he looks hilarious, dog. That shit is hilarious. We're gonna see that shit when y'all can see him right here. Oh, let me move him to the left so y'all can see that. Yo, that nigga is ugly, bro. That shit is wild, bro. That nigga. Oh man, that shit is funny, bro. That shit is funny. Okay, so let me see. So thanks to his innate size, his strength gifts from his ancient giant blood as well as his noble status, he developed an oh shit, okay. They just talking about how like I'm looking at this picture too, like he looked like a demon in that picture. You see that shit? He like a demon. Now they just talking about, he got arrogant. He's big. Inflated sense of self. Okay, everyone outside of Elbaf is so tiny and pitiful and boring. Nigga flicked a booger in the water. That shit exploded. Don't you agree? Of course, Your Majesty. Exactly right. Yes. He got little flaggies. Little flaggies. Okay, they're in the Bunt Kingdom. Come one, come all. Marvel at the 10-meter woman and feel the earth tremble as she walks. Cover your ears when she barks. Thunder, a rare giant from the exotic land of Belbath. Feast your eyes on Ida. Okay. Now is she yelling, growling? Some people really scared. This dude's not scared. He chilling. Some people really scared. Okay. Step away from the cage if you don't want to be hurt. So that's her. She yelling. Putting on the show. They putting on the show. Okay. Hold on. First of all, I got to make sure I'm doing my screenshots properly. So. My bad. I know y'all see the screen go black when I screenshot. That's all I'm doing, the screenshot. That's okay. So he's looking through the binoculars. She says, turning a giant to a sideshow. They've got some nerve. He mad. He pulling up. He said, Barahaha, Gyahaha. They thought the Elbaf was a joke. Well, who's laughing now? Oh, I guess off screen, he ran up on him. He broke her out. She said, "Who are you?" He said, "No need to thank me. I'm the king of Elbath. I won't stand to see my homeland disrespected like that." Damn, she just smacked the shit out of me. I see that. Yeah, I can see that. Smack. Get the shit smacked out of me. Like, what? Your Majesty, King Harold. He's like, huh? He turned to, what character? Oh, what character makes that face, bro? I can't think of it. Oh, it's coming to my head. Like is it Popeye or? It's an old character that does that. Is it Dracula? I don't know. He looks like Dracula from Hotel Transylvania for a fact. Right there. He got the shit smacked out of him, bro. That shit's wild. That shit's wild. That shit's wild. Okay, so he got the shit smacked out of him. She said, "Turn the ship around." So yeah, she's a giant too from Elbath. "Turn the ship around. I need to apologize. So many people were hurt back there. Oh yeah, they fucked the place up. They fucked the place up to get her out." He said, "Are you insane? You care about that mini kingdom of tiny humans?" She said, "Yo, okay." She knocked the nigga out. Boom, boom. Like some Nami shit. "Do I have to hit you again? King Harold." Oh shit. The crew screaming. The crew screaming like, "Oh, King Harold." They can't. None of them try to press her. Like, "Yo, what you think you're doing, our king?" He'd be like, "Stop it! Don't just. Never mind. Ignore her." "They saved my life when I washed upon the shore and gave me a job to do. They were kind enough to help me make a living until I was fully healed." What do you mean, tiny humans? Just because you happen to be born huge and are coincidentally strong and brutish, you actually think that makes you better than humans? How can you be so arrogant? It's pathetic. This is why everybody thinks that all giants are barbaric and brutish as Elbath. So hold on, right here what she said. As barbaric and brutal as Elbath. I think this is a sign that all giants, I mean, I was always wondering that, like, yo, all giants are from Elbath, but we got like little Yeti niggas, the Yeti Cool brothers, and then I was gonna make a video on that too, just recently. I'm still making it. I get to make it now. Perfectly. I get to make it. So yeah, no problem. He's thinking about this shit just because I was born huge. Man, that should change his whole life perspective. The whole perspective on life change. It says, "Should we just set sail, King Harold? Why are you all spacing out?" They're like, "Huh? Go and help her, you nitties." that town is as tiny as a model. It's easy word. Yo, this dude is just like, yeah, his whole life perspective changed already. He like, nah, bro. They said, "Why?" He just flipped on them. He wasn't even talking. They said, "Why are you all spacing out?" They like, "Bro, what?" They go help her. They like, "Oh, bro, yo, this dude different." Okay, now they getting happy, just helping her. Oh, he had Dorian Broggy. Is that Dorian Broggy and his crew? Am I tripping? No, that's not them. Those dudes' heads are too tall. Okay. He said their method of construction is completely different from ours. We should tell everybody about it when we return to Elbath. I want to bring home some of their spices. I've never tasted flavors like these before. Notice how hardy their fabric is. I don't know what they mean by that. And yet it's so fine. So they're saying the fabric is hardy, but it's fine. What do you mean by that? Like, are they appreciating the delicacy? Like how delicate and like small their stuff is? But it's like, bruh, they're humans. So of course this stuff is on a small scale. But if you look at the giants, your stuff should be intricate relative to your size as well, right? Like, or just how Oda's gonna portray it. Whatever, fine. That shouldn't be a thing, but That's how Oda's gonna portray whatever. Are they doing that thump 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 thump? Yeah, the stomp trump trump trump. They doing that, and yeah, I think this pose just lets you know that they're doing like a Nika dance at this point. If somebody's hitting that pose, that means that's the Nika dance. And look, they're doing it under the moon, bro. It's always yo. It's always under a fucking moon, bro. It's always under a moon, bro. The dawn. Okay, I was born on Sawanai Island in the South Blue. After some twists and turns, my life past brought me here. Yo, hold on, wait. Let me just think of that, right? Let me just think of that. Sawanai, have we even fucking heard of that before? Have we ever heard of that island? Like, just think about that. Have we ever heard of that island name? What is that? In the South Blue. I mean, she's a giant, but like, we've never heard of the island, so they say, so you crossed the Serpent of Blood. You mean the red line? Well, yes, which is why I can't go back home. So, yeah, they call the red line the Serpent of Blood. We know this, right? And this also refers back to the murals. It refers back to the murals a little bit. And this picture right here that I'm taking, it seems like, yeah, I see the little tribe people that it seems like they're near. You probably can't see it all the way, but that looks like the people Chopper was with or something like that. I don't know. But then again, this is so far back in the day. Would they still be alive? Okay, he's telling her to come back to Elbaf, and he's about her height, so they're giants. Oda's just right here implying outright they're giants from other islands, not from Elbaf. Because I was just wondering, I was gonna make a video recently asking, like, so where giants like the Yeti Cool brothers from? Will he just retcon their existence? Or will they still now, if he writes the fact that all giants are from Elbaf, then he can include any other sort of giant he made in the past, because I'm pretty sure there was a giant pirate with like a beard name. It's like Orange Beard, or not Orange Beard, it was Yellow Beard or some shit. It was one of them motherfuckers. I don't know. Pretty sure we saw him on Punk Hazard, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure. Yeah. So, okay, yeah, they saying how King Harold changed, right? I don't think I took the screenshot. But then no, he changed. This is Elbaf. Okay, now the time is moving forward now. Now we're 105 years ago. He said, I wish to atone for all of my countless crimes. He said, what's gotten into you, Harold? He's standing up there talking. He changing up. He said, man, I may be out of the country more often than I wish, but it's only to join hands with our neighbors and ask them to teach us their culture. If we learn from the rest of the world, we can make our land and lives richer. Somebody said, yeah, he got his hands out too, like he's really just yelling at this dude. He said, yeah, but Dorian Broggy is still raising hell out there. Said people laughing. They said they are good friends of mine, but they always have been eccentric. They're cordial with human and fellow. I'm reading retarded. First of all, I say cordial. They're cordial with humankind and follow a code of honor. It doesn't hurt that they can fight, of course, but if they pose too much of a threat to other nations, we may have to rein them in. Yeah, it's funny how Loki got the horns. Like, this is the type of horns Loki got because his father has the type of horns Loki in the stories has. So they're good mountain beards and all that. They're even older than this dude, like over 100 years ago. So they were probably born like, were they around during the void century? Shit, I don't know if that was a thing. But he says, what a turnabout. Meeting new people, took him on a journey. He met himself a bitch. He said, no, bro, I'm about to, man, fuck all this fighting shit, bro. This bitch bad. I'm about to throw it all away. Even though she looked like, damn, she's so ugly. She like the little fish people. I forgot what show that was. It was an old cartoon with fish people. That's stupid, dude. Harold, no, Elbath is blessed with good luck. All right, that's what they say. Harold's, no, Elbath. We all got good luck. Okay. So he's out here trying. It's continuing from what he said. He said they're gonna have to try to rein the people in. How they gonna change the nation? He said, for example, by sending diplomats back and forth, we can help deepen the ties and friendship between nations. I see. So we're taking each hostages then. So we're each taking hostages then. Damn, I'm tired. I can't read right now. He said, so we're each taking hostages then. He said, don't say it like that. It means that countries can't get to be friends unless the people in them are connected somehow. Okay, so he really out here studying, right? Trying to do cultural exchange, basically, and like just connect with the other countries, build the friendships and all that. Elbath, 81 years ago. Okay, yeah, time is moving forward even more. So I don't know how much time moved forward. I'm not counting that, but it was 105 seconds ago. Now it's 81. So like 20 something maybe, right? Am I tripping? But Fisherman Village, Eastern Elbath. Okay. The baby's been born. Congratulations, Harold and Ida. Thank you all. Now Ida and I can listen, no, you're forbidden from marrying her. The royal bloodline must remain pure blood. What do you mean? The royal bloodline must remain pure blood, Loki's father. He said no, he had to break it off. He said, I'm sorry, Ida. It galls me that it must come to this. She said, this is just how the culture works. You can't get emotional and fight against it. And they back there like, oh, y'all, you always welcome to our village, Ida. They all fuck with Ida and the baby. He said, so as long as you live in the same country as your father, you'll be happy, right, Harden? Okay, so Harden is older than Loki. I thought Loki was the older one. Oh, okay. He said, this is your true betrothed, Harold. Estrid's blood is pure and ancient. She is the one worthy of being our queen. I was born in the Brewers village to the north, and I studied I studied geomancy. I really can't fucking read right now. So she studies geomancy. She was born in the North Village. We don't really need to know about like, okay, the north, south, east. Maybe this will come relevant later. But so far, like, we don't really even have a map of Elbath. It's just a big tree. Oda can place any place wherever he wants later on, especially given the fact that the scale of it is going to be like the size of multiple countries. So this tree might look like just a big tree to us, but the scope and scale of it is really huge, given the fact that it's huge to the giants too. So it's just a big tree to them too. Like, they're living on it like it's a country, but it's multiple countries all throughout the branches and shit. So it's kind of crazy, right? So yeah, she said she was born in the North Village. She said, it is my fate to love you for the rest of my life. Forget all about that woman and child to the east. He said, no, that's he like, bro, what you mean? That's crazy. She said, good heavens, the spirit is escaping to the east. The spirit is escaping to the east. Okay. Your good luck is getting away. We must close these windows at once. And that mirror, it's in the 5-star kill position. Destroy it at once. The 5-star kill position. You know what? I think whenever they highlight words like this, I got to go back and read some more. Because like whenever they highlight words and like some words are bolded, I don't know specifically why it's done, but I feel like it's done for a reason, right? Like outside of like the character emphasizing something, like right here says, this is your true betrothed, Harold. Or he says, for example, by sending diplomats, you know, or it's like, don't say it like that. So those words are boldened right there. The way I said it, like, you know, those are the bolden words. Sometimes, like a word like she says, good heavens, the spirit is escaping to the east. And then she says the mirror's in the 5-star kill position. 5 stars. Usually them stars that they got, it's like, you know, it's the same type of star that the demons be pulling up. And I don't know if they actually have 5 points though. I think they be having like 6 sometimes, most of the time. Okay, but anyway, this is also the horse of good fortune. It doesn't look like it. That horse look evil as hell, bro. Now her clan, her clan. See now, okay, no. Harold is definitely like, he's supposed to be like Loki, right? He's supposed to be, I mean, not Loki. He's supposed to be like Odin, right? Because his horse even has like 8 legs. But unlike something else is up with this dude though. There's gonna be something else up with him. I know it. So they threw on a different wife to him. Okay, let me screenshot this real quick because I'm gonna talk about everything post chapter. You feel me? So that's why I screenshot so much. Okay. So she got this horse. She's trying to just bestow a whole bunch of good luck on to the place immediately, using all of her magics and stuff, and it might be real magic. She says, guards, bring all the jewels and gold in the treasury to my chambers. They're like, huh? This is to ensure that the fortunes of wind and the earth are set in his majesty's direction. Okay. Also inform the screwly maids, or the scullery maid, maybe, I don't know what the fuck that word is, so you know what, let's search it up. SCULLERY. So I guess it means like, oh, the maids that for the kitchen. So those are maids for like the kitchen. Okay. So she's saying basically, yeah, get the kitchen maids. Inform the kitchen maids that from this day forward, the king and I will be using the fine silver to eat all of our meals. That makes sense now. Okay. Is she just after luxury? That's what somebody's thinking. Is she just after the money? Somebody said about, okay, now it's the narrator. About 70 years ago, in an era where the rigors of the sea made it difficult to maintain trade between the islands, Elbaf's skill at navigation was the envy of other nations. There's a star to the north that never moves called the Pole Star. Oh, wow. So he's like, you know, like that's about like 10 years later from where we just were at. And he's teaching people how to navigate through the sea and whatnot, right? Like from the other places, he's teaching them how navigation on the sea works. And he's speaking to his whole kingdom. That's why people fuck with the king. He's speaking to the whole kingdom. The whole village is out there, the whole Elbaf. They said, you met a king? They said, you met a mermaid, King Harold? He said, yes, I have at last, fishmen too. In the kingdom where those with fish blood live, the king has been born. The king has a newborn heir named Neptune. All the creatures of the sea, not just the mermaids and fishermen, were engaged in grand celebration that spanned the seafloor. Okay. Arus Castle. That's the castle. Okay, that's that castle. It's a sweet looking castle too. 63 years ago. Now that's about how many more years later is that? That's about like, I don't even know, fucking Okay, while Harold was away from home, congratulations, my queen. It's a very healthy boy. So he sounds scared already. He said, Congratulations, my queen. It's a very healthy boy. His name is Loki. The king and I decide on it. Show me my baby. Show me my baby. My baby. Show me my baby boy. And as we know, I heard the spoilers like I said earlier. I didn't want to. But we know that Loki got them little fucked up little demon crazy eyes, bro. Okay? She jumped out that bed crazy. She said, it's terrifying. Hey, your majesty, it's horrid. What is that thing? That is no son of mine. Please, your majesty, try to calm down. Tell the kingdom that it was stillborn. You can't be serious. This is accursed. Just look at that baby. It is a monster. That's what Loki's mom throwing this nigga out. It is accursed. Just look at that baby. Oh my God, I hate it. So now she don't want nothing to do with that. Just look at that. Look at that baby. Oh my God, look at that. Prince of Elbaf grasped for the empty air, but no hands reached out to envelop his own. Stop, your majesty. He's the royal heir. She said, that is no son of mine. It is accursed. Just look at that baby. It's a monster. Okay, now, the narrator back again, he said, the most unfortunate of all living creatures is one whose very own existence is denied by its mother at the moment of its birth. This feels like some JoJo narration, honestly. This is like some JoJo narration, bro. This is some JoJo narration. So she picked that nigga up after she was just got out of labor and threw that nigga off the fucking tree. Like, so people just fall out of the middle of the tree. Or is that's just how the depiction of it is being shown all the fucking time? She said, do you hear me? I bore no child. Do not tell a soul about this. But what are you planning to do? I'm going back home. I never want to bear another child. Your Majesty, head guardsman, down in the underworld. What about the underworld? Ooh, goo goo, gaga, goo goo, gaga. That's baby Prince Loki with the horns on his head. First of all, she knew that the nigga was gonna have horns. Maybe the horns didn't help. Ooh, baby Loki. How was she able to carry that big motherfucker? Oh, that don't make no sense. Right? So she gave birth to the baby. This nigga's this little. He's smaller than her. But how tall was she though? Hold on, let's see. Yeah, he's smaller than her. So baby Loki was about this size. I don't know if y'all can see that. Baby Loki was about around the size of one of their hands. He could fit in their hands, even though they're all giants, right? So he's still a giant baby. Then those big beasts are even bigger than her and Harold. Okay. Get rid of the child. There was a prophecy before it was born. So she ran away into her fucking her room. Queen Istrid fell ill. She got sick. This is fucking animals down there killed in the underworld and baby Loki trying to climb up to the top. Does he get up to the top? Like what happens after this? They find out who he is, so it has to have happened, right? It said get rid of the child. There was a prophecy before it was even born. The prophecy said that King Harold would be killed by his own son. They said not that madness again. She going crazy. Said get rid of the child. There was a prophecy before it was born. She don't want to hear none of that. And while Harold was busy banging his head against the problem of national relations, I cannot read tonight. The world government has stepped in to block our path again? Why can't countries be free to decide for themselves? He's wondering. Okay, there goes mom. Howard's mom, I should say, right? She said, hey, can I see the baby too? He's your brother. He said, so he's not your son, so he's not my brother. You know, the Viz translations don't give you, like, I don't know who does them. But like, this is like, I don't know, that I don't like the way they translate that. She said, oh, you even sweet like that. I know she's implying, like, you know, what happened in the previous panel, like, you know, being a little angry and all that. Angry Harden. Okay, but they said all the misfortunes that would fall upon Elbaf would be known as Loki's curse. All of the misfortunes that would befall upon Elbaf. And that's little baby Loki with the horns. And his horns look more spread apart in that picture, even though they're not. I guess that's the way he draws them coming up out his head. Sometimes from the front, he got to show the horns curving, even though they don't curve that much, right? But that is definitely, that's Loki, that's Kid Loki. But why would all of the misfortunes be known as Loki's curse from this point on? That's a intriguing, very intriguing question. Okay, let's set this up, right? I like to do my post chapter reading live review on the same live, and I'll chop it out, make it a video. So let's pull up all my screenshots, and I'll make a quick video saying what I think, because I got a couple of things what I think. I got a couple of things to say about what I think. So let's get into that. All right, this is the part where I talk about this. All right, so okay, One Piece chapter 1153. I just got done reading it, right? So this cover page right here, everybody's getting tired of this shit. I don't know what Oda's doing, but hey, I'm not entirely mad at it, but nothing's really happening in it either. There's always been some cover pages that feel like, you know, more lackluster than others. This is one of those. But the only problem, I guess, quote unquote, is it goes on for longer than most, right? But anyway, let's continue. So we go into the chapter finding out how Loki's backstory happens. And before we can find out Loki's origin, we have to find out about a couple things before he came into the world, right? So we start off, this is his father, and we find out he grew up with Dorian Broggy. And by the way, this dude is ugly as shit. Okay, this dude is ugly as shit. I've seen a couple people who look like that in real life. Now, let's just keep it real, but it's okay. Anyway, he's an asshole still, as we see. They go off, starting up with him seeing another giant in captivity, you know, who's going to be Harden's mother, spoiler alert. But she's beating his ass, like, you know, typical gag when the female character is like, you know, she's got the strong will and imposing will or whatever, and she's able to just knock out the stronger characters. Like Nami be doing that with Luffy, and we see in Dragon Ball, like Bulma be knocking Goku in his head and shit, and he's trying to run away, even though he could teleport and all that shit. But you know, But okay, yeah, we see that before, and that shit's funny as hell because his face, he looks like Dracula off a Hotel Transylvania. That shit was hilarious. So he looks like Dracula off a Hotel Transylvania. It reminded me of like an old Popeye comic or some shit. I don't even know. But anyway, so she starts getting on his ass because she sees how arrogant he is. He's talking about, oh, you just care about these little tiny humans. And she says, like, what do you mean tiny humans? You just happen to be born strong and you happen to be born big. That's the, it's about perspective. Everything's about perspective, right? Oda's continuing that trend. And that shit echoed through his head because I was born huge, right? So his hands are tied behind his back because he obviously, he's not about to start swinging at her back. He's scared as hell. He don't know what the fuck's going on. He's never seen this shit before. So he's just left to think and contemplate on this shit, right? So he starts to get changed, and his mind starts to get changed. That shit changed his whole perspective on life, right? Like I mentioned before, Oda is heavy on the perspective because just like in real life, it's all, some things are about perspective, right? Everything's about perspective at the end of the day. If you can boil it down, there's a lot of perspective happening, right? Just like with the whole Nika thing, certain people have different perspectives on what Nika or, this legend of the sun god is and what type of person he is and all that sort of shit, So it's a continuing thing. It's not even a theme, but it's a thing that he does continuously. And it's always it's always there. I don't even know what you would call it, but it's definitely an angle that he always likes to hit with the characters and everything, right? So let's continue on, right? So he's getting subjugated, And by the way, I want to mention this, right? I might make a video on this, but there is always a moon floating in the sky when characters do this sort of dance, the Nika dance, even before we knew it was a Nika dance. The first time we saw it was people drinking, celebrating. Where was that at? And goddamn it, Skypiea, right? It was in Skypiea, Shandora, whichever name you want to go with. So it's always a moon in the sky whenever we see people doing this Nika-esque dance with their foot up and all that sort of shit. Brook even was jumping over the moon damn near, when he does his hypnosis thing. I wish I could pull the screenshot up right now, but he did the same thing. Just trust me, okay? Anyway, see, he's getting turned to like docile, man. And did I skip the screenshot? This is something I wanted to talk about also. Yeah, she mentions earlier, I think, where she came from. No, she mentions later. Okay, let's just keep going. So yeah, we see him going through life, kind of changing up. And this island of people reminded me of the island Chopper landed on. It might not be. They just did because they're so primitive. That's like the most primitive people we've seen in One Piece is outside of like movies maybe and shit like that, and just other random small islands. There's been like one or two, but the island Chopper landed on, they were not even primitive all the way, but they looked the most primitive out of any island we've ever seen. They actually had science and technology though. That's where Chopper learned technology. God damn it, I'm tongue twisted. I'm tired. That's where Chopper learned some of his medical knowledge from during the time skip when everybody in the Straw Hat crew got split up. So they were primitive, but they weren't at the same time. It was weird. It's like they were so old that they held knowledge from when the world was advanced before it got primitive again, if that even makes sense, right? So it's like you look at Dr. Stone. You ever heard of Dr. Stone? Like the oldest guy there has like futuristic knowledge, right? The guy from the past has futuristic knowledge. He's the main character we're following. So I feel like, there's always a Dr. Stone sort of effect going on with One Piece. And a lot of people still, I don't know how they still haven't realized that and put it in their head with the fact that the future is where we're living at now. We're living in the future with Luffy and his crew. This is the future. And the future is is way behind than the past was. Way behind. So yeah, there's always been like a Dr. Stone sort of like thing going on with One Piece's world. So this could be the same tribe. I don't know. But I digress anyway, right? King Harold changing, we see that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And he wants to get married to Ida because, you know, that's why he changed up. You know what he was doing. That's why he changed up. So they said, no, you can't marry her. The royal bloodline must stay pure. She's not in the royal bloodline. She's satisfied as long as they can still be on the same island and country as Harold, but he's like, okay, fuck that. I'm mad. And I don't think I took the screenshot, so let me actually go back and talk about it. The words aren't there. She mentioned that she's from a separate island, okay? She's from a different island. I was just about to make a video about this, right? And it's crazy because I didn't really see spoilers. Only spoiler I saw was like people talking about Loki has weird eyes, and as a baby he got thrown down into hell, right? Other than that, I didn't see anything. But it's funny that she mentions in this chapter that she's from a different island, and I thought I took the screenshot specifically for that reason. Oh, here it is right here, right? I don't have the part where she mentions the island she was born from, because she mentions what island she was born from. But she says this is why everyone thinks that all giants are as barbaric and brutish as Elbaf. That literally means, and the fact that she mentions that she's from an island in the South Blue, I forgot what it was called, the South Blue Island that she's from, and the fact that she's saying this means that, bro, this like Elbaf is not the only place giants are prominently from and are from in general, right? And I was just wondering this because I was gonna make a video questioning like certain giants, like the Yeti Cool brothers, right? Remember the Yeti Cool brothers and dudes who was sliding around in the snowy spot in the during Punk Hazard, or was it be a Punk Hazard, right? Where is the mention of these other giants? And it was always kind of weird. Not entirely, but in some small way, it's like, well, damn, like all giants are from Elbaf. Like this never, it's like, goddamn, like this, you could find people from every other nation everywhere else, but this whole time, over the whole course of life, there's never been any other place with giants. Like, how the fuck do people like, you know, Big Mom and Kaido and these other random characters, how are they as big as they are, right? How do Buccaneers seemingly have giants blood in their lineage? Like those type of questions are kind of getting answered now, like, so because giants aren't just from Elbaf strictly and 100%, so that kind of throws all those other questions people could have out of the window, and people have had those questions, you know what I'm saying? So let me go on now, let me continue. So we see Harold's new wife get introduced, and they mention how her blood is pure and ancient. And there's a couple things I got up with her, right? First of all, they made her look real bad on purpose, because it's like the one that was like the more beautiful wife was worse for him, right? She seemingly is a gold digger, as they're saying right here. She's like, oh, you know, we need to get all the gold into my chambers, because she's believing in the spirits, and you know, we need the earth and the gold money spirits to bless us and the wind to blow in our favor. So she's talking like that, and she mentioned two things that I want to say here, right? I never understood exactly when and why they embold certain words in the manga, right? Because sometimes they just do it for a sentence, right? Like he says, oh, why are you saying it like that? So then the word that is emboldened or something, you know, it's just in the middle of a sentence, whatever the character might be emphasizing, or, you know, saying really, really punctual. But in this sentence right here, she's not really like, I mean, maybe she's emphasizing it, but this 5-star kill position made me think about some shit like, bruh, she knows a lot about like this mysticism and this spiritual shit that she's saying, right? And she even gifted him this 8-legged horse. I forgot what name they referred to it as, but she said this horse brings in favor and all that. This horse looks evil as fuck. He got the words doom over his head, like, you know, doom, like the sound effect and shit, right? So, and he's like neighing really fucking crazy, and he looks crazy. He's 8 legs, black fire, almost like mane, right? So I feel like everything she's doing, or whatever the hell her pure and ancient power, and she says she studies geomancy, right? That mancy, whenever it's a mancy, that's a form of like, you know, necromancy and all this sort of shit. That's usually referring to like people manipulating, you know, magic, wise, whatever it was preceding the word. So geomancy is relating to like earth magic, possibly, right? Necromancy is like, necro the dead, this magic of the dead. She's manipulating that shit, right? So that's usually what the fuck is going on. So she studies in geomancy. I don't know what the fuck that could possibly mean, but that's another mention of magic in One Piece. That's my point, right? And she has this shit that looks like some ram horns and shit. That's like some demon shit. And these elders right here, they're always shown in shadow. I wonder if this is going to get like shown or something or talked about. Like, is Harold or somebody else going to mention how they never trusted these 4 elders? Because who the fuck are they? If there's a king, obviously, there's always going to be like a council or something like that, right? But if the king, like, why does he really have to listen to these dudes? And why do they have, like, this dude has spikes? It's probably armor, right? But after that panel of Harold getting fucked up, I don't know. I don't trust anybody being in silhouettes anymore, okay? Because why do they look? They look like demons, honestly. They look like demons. Maybe Emu has possessed some of them. Maybe they already betrayed Elbaf long ago. I don't know. I'm just thinking of random bullshit now. Let's get back on track, okay? So she's obviously trying to get him to betray everything that he already liked and fucked with. And we see a couple years go by, he's trying to spread his diplomacy, and he's spreading knowledge to Elbaf and their star systems and how to navigate the seas and all that. So that's probably Oda's kind of intertwining Elbaf and the giants and making them even more important, because they've always been important, but now he's detailing why and how they were important. Not only are they still strong, but since they're so old, they literally got knowledge that predates and outdates everybody. So every time the world basically resets, because it's basically reset multiple times, and a lot of generations forget the old knowledge and and what secrets the world really has, because less and less people hold it or tell it and spread it. Only certain people still hold it and tell it, right? Like, I'm sure Chopper's, Dr. Kuria, I'm sure she knows secrets from the old world, just like Roger found shit out, but she already knew shit. So people like Roger and Rayleigh now, they know the shit. I'm digressing, but my point is, the giants were really important because of the knowledge they had. So they know shit that happened long ago that's being spread and it's being still cycled in their kingdom. Out in the outside world, shit is being forgotten. So they were important in a lot of ways, and that's being emphasized now, right? So Loki gets born, right? Ugly as shit. Oh my god. He looks like I forgot who it is, but it's a little ugly ass dude with little beady eyes, and he almost looks like that. But I was questioning how do people just get thrown off of the middle of the tree? It looks sweet, it's cool, it's a good shot, like it's a dynamic, epic shot and all that sort of shit, right? But how do you get thrown from the middle of the tree and just fall straight down? I never like understood that since the first time we saw it. I've been wondering about it. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, Loki's crawling up, as we can see, and this legend of baby Loki is, I don't know how this is going to keep going, because like he has to have grown up for like years. This was like 65 years ago, they said, right? He was a baby like 65 years ago. Technically, he's probably around Luffy's age based on the way they're aging the giants. Oh, probably not. I'm tripping. He's older than Luffy. Probably a little bit, but you know what I mean though, right? Because I know Luffy's not near 70, but I'm saying they said there's a relative years. So like, in human years, Harlden was like 12, but in giant years, he's already like, I don't even know how old he was. That's a good reference to go off of to find out how old Loki would be, technically, and in human years, to see how old they said his father was again. But I don't have a panel here, so we can't do that. There's no editing on this video. This is live. But anyway, I'm interested in seeing what happens, man. Baby Loki with the horns looking like I don't know why they're so far apart, but hey, he looks like a little demon in the underworld. I thought it was Harlan at first, but he doesn't have horns on his head and on his helmet as a kid. And they got similar helmets too. It's crazy. But yeah, we're gonna see probably how he was able to kill animals as a baby. 'Cause I don't have the panel, but he killed like a giant animal, and it's like, bruh, yeah, I'm sure he just like beat it to death or some shit and tried to eat it, but I don't know. Like he was big enough as a baby to fit in the doctor's hands, and the doctors are smaller than her. She's almost his father's height. So baby Loki was like almost regular giant baby size. You feel me? Like if we seen that picture how not Gerd, Colin's mother was holding Colin as a baby. That's almost how the picture of the baby being held by the doctors looked from afar. I don't have the screenshot though, so I'm just talking. But it was like that. It was like that compared, and almost. So, and is she almost the same height? Almost. The other woman is about here. So yeah, she's almost as tall. They both as tall as him. She's taller. Well, you see, his other wife would be around here. They're all to each other's chest, basically. Like, she's near his belt level. So yeah, she's almost there too. But at this point, I'm just talking and ranting and digressing. I'm gonna try to end this video right now because this will be on YouTube as a video, not just staying as a live. So with that being said, I'm out. I don't want to prolong this.